one thing that Tony's obsessed with the young ones is the rhythm, el ritmo, the rhythm of the stroke. And this is fascinating for me because with Tony, the rhythm is not what we typically call rhythm in the US. For Tony, the rhythm of the stroke is more the forward swing, actually. The forward swing up until the finish of the shot. That's what he's focusing in on as the rhythm, which I find really interesting. It's an unusual focus for a coach to describe rhythm, because for me, my first understanding, and at first I misinterpreted this when I was watching Tony's classes, is that the rhythm is not necessarily the backswing to forward swing and then finish. It's literally focusing on the impact and what the racket and arm does from the impact up until the end of the stroke. So it's from the accompaniment phase to the follow-through. And for Tony, that follow-through should be around the neck. It should be high and classic, which I don't like, but you know, who am I to argue? He's had many more Grand Slam winners than I've had. I currently have no Grand Slam winners who I've developed. But hey, I'm still young. Who knows? I don't know if I'll ever get lucky enough to have a Rafael Nadal, but you know, I'm always trying. So he believes in this rhythm. He's obsessed with the rhythm of the shot. And so what he calls rhythm, I think that Luis Bruguera would call, I don't think Luis has a name for it, but I think he might be interested, and he would observe rhythm very carefully. It would be important to Luis in the sense that you have to have great balance through the shot. And for Tony, rhythm and balance are intertwined, because if you don't have a good rhythm, you usually don't have a good stability in the shot. So Tony is obsessed with the rhythm from the contact point up to the finish. And what he's looking for is a good accompaniment, which is a good extension through the shot, and then a good hold or pause at the end of the stroke. So this is a huge thing in the Toni Nadal method and philosophy. He wants he calls una pausa. He wants a pause at the end of the stroke. And he equates it to a golf swing or a basketball shot or a soccer kick. And he says there are commonalities in all sports, and all sports require a rhythm when shooting or when hitting or when performing the skill. And for him, the rhythm for the tennis stroke is critical, absolutely crucial. And he spends a lot of time with the young kids trying to foster that rhythm. What it looks like, and I can't demonstrate it here in my kitchen, but basically it's a deliberate swing, it's a slower controlled swing, it's a rhythmic swing with fluidity and with a calmness to it. What Tony says is you cannot have abruptness in a stroke, especially at the younger years. Remember, this is for the beginning level players. This is for, I'm pulling this information from the course that Tony created for young players, just learning the game under 10 years old. And some of this information applies to older players as well, but the focus is on younger players in this sense. And so the players have to have this beautiful rhythm. They have to have an accompaniment of the ball and a good pause. And you know you have a good pause at the end if you're stable. So it's a way of measuring stability, and it's a way of not rushing the shot. Tony is obsessed with the players hitting the ball slowly with control. And that is everywhere in Spain, not just in the Toni Nadal way. It is in the Bruguera method. It's in the Pato Alvarez system. It's everywhere that you must have good control. You must have good control of your body, su cuerpo. You must have good control of your balance. You must have good control of your technique. Everything needs to be in control. And so for Tony, If there's abruptness, if there's sharpness, if there's an edge to the swing, and I mean in terms of the mechanics now, if there's any sort of rashness of movement, anything too abrupt and sharp, then the stroke won't be developing properly. And so he wants rhythm, he wants fluidity, he wants good balance, and ultimately very good control of the racket and the swing mechanics.